Well, as the title suggests, the product the product is what is the product description accurately describes the contents. The original title for this broadcast was going to be Happy New Year. Now, not wishing to tempt Providence, I've called it, I believe this is New Year's Dourness. Now, should at any time I break from the description of Dourness, well, that's just how it goes. Turning my back a second. Now, a little as with the last broadcast, I told you about I described how the setup was a little bit different. Well, reorganise the hair. Again, the setup is different. Now, this time I am sitting down, which I'm going to try to get out of that habit. Because, well, being mobile is very good for the visual side. Now, as I will usually start these things with a little information on the technical side, right? And actually, as I said the word, excuse me, technical side. Excuse the coughing. It is that time of year. As I mentioned, the technical side. I'm not actually moving the camera. I'm moving the monitor that has the camera on it. The technical side. Yes, I've been arranging things. So there was a bed was at a completely different angle, and I didn't anticipate recording. The computer is at a different angle. The technical side. Let's get down to it. I tried using YouTube's Beta Studio. Neither the American or the received standard English pronunciation are correct. It's so let's say Beta, right? The Beta Studio, which is what you do for those of you who I know are not going live on YouTube. You are not creating videos. And why would you? Right? There's a thing called the live streaming thing, or creating the live events, which isn't there. So, YouTube, and I know you're listening, Google persons, you gave me the option of telling you why I'm not using the Beta Creator Studio, the YouTube Beta, which isn't called the Creator Studio. And I gave you two reasons. Hangouts are the way to go. I'm using this for, it has the preference. Okay, the preference for me, I'm tired, okay? This is why I called it a Dourness evening, Dourness event. It has no features. The camera option, which isn't the normal stream option, doesn't have the ability to share screens. So if I want to share things that reinforce the expression of Dourness upon facing the new year, I can't do it. My hope for forthcoming broadcasts was that I'd have some material upon which to fall back. I don't have that. I came here to meld with those who I know are regular viewers. And New Year's Dourness, let's say how it started, shall we? What really set Dourness off? The Dourness, which is dourness, sourness, somber nature, is a motivator for change or actual eventual destruction, right? When I was in the United Kingdom, which I may have mentioned, and I suppose I should say the exact demographic of the United Kingdom where I was. What is there? I was in fewer of these. I'm not going to call them jam evenings. Let's call them live sessions with yes, amateur musicians, or not amateurs, but not hobbyist musicians, but it's purely for enthusiasts. No one is paid. And at one of them, I met one person in particular. Though a similar thread of conversation did pass between people. As I heard myself talking about this, let's be specific about what I said. At these live events, in which I had the option to, I say I had the ability, yes, technically I have. I attended them and I turned up late. Why did I turn up late? Well, I turned up late quite strategically, because if I don't turn up late, it's very likely my name will be put on the list. I'll be dragged up on stage, and I have to play one of a maybe not as limited a repertoire of songs as I think at the time. And I'm not going to make excuses here. It's a case of that they have standard songs they know and ones I don't know. Anyway, I cannot play enough of what they play to take part as I want to. I've been playing musical instruments of various kinds. Let's say it started. I'm now 39. I'm going to admit my age. I was 22. And of course you improve. What I said to them, I said that I don't know the music, I don't play the songs that they play. And another thing I said was, I gave excuses, whether or not they are completely good excuses or not. They are still excuses. I could have done something. I could have turned up earlier. I could have thought of something. I could have arranged something. By not going up on stage, you are you're limiting the chance of there being mistakes, there being embarrassments, and it's just often not pleasurable unless I really want to play the pieces of music that I know. As happens, the pieces of music that come straight to mind that I know well enough that they will. It's a little bit of a struggle. It gives the wrong impression that I cannot play as well as I can. It's not what I want to be doing. This isn't an excuse. I will not be performing on stage what I really want to be, and etc., etc. So let's this. I'm tired. Okay, this is not the height of broadcasting excellence, but it has a kind of excellence in its ineptness, right? I've never had the camera this clear on Google Hangouts. I've never had this, even though you can see my bed, which this is a digression. This is an annoyance about live video broadcasting. This bed, you can see at some distance, no matter how well made it is, there's anything that is not exactly in place, it looks unmade. Not only is this bed made, it has a nice. I'm going to show you. I'm going to have more of the bed in view, which people don't like to do. You have a dysfunctional, actually technically functional, if you put something in it, computer. You have, yeah, good enough to be professional lighting, even though it isn't. You have here something you will not know what this is. Well, apparently, people who just have tuned in will think, what could it be? Is it a small sword? Is it a blowpipe? What this is actually relates to the musical thing, because there's a dour side, though, as there's a polarity to the New Year's Dourness. And I think starting the new year on a dour note, there's a positive side to it. This is a very special instrument. And as I'm going to digress from my digression, I will tell you what that is later on. It is a secret weapon, this musical instrument. It's a very special musical instrument. So on the topic of New Year's Day, it's this person. Let's say why this was bloody infuriating, bloody terrible on my part. I got in sort of beginnings of conversation with this very nice musician. There's an INFP. You know what they are, right? An INFP musician. Just this person who. And they're a guitarist. I later found out a multi-instrumentalist. That was a surprise. I don't really associate multi-musicianship with INFPs. A person who just at this. Let's talk about the state I was in. This person gives off a very nice, just this comfortable feeling, very nice feeling. They play instruments, they make some mistakes. And it covers what I ended up talking about, everything. And they actually made a good attempt to talk with me. Just got turned around to the negative. Because I was not in the right mood. I turned up there. It went wrong. I ended up making excuses and talking about putting myself in terms of what I do, not in a series of lights, not showing any kind of ambition. It was honesty, yes, but it was a kind of dishonesty. I put myself in the light of someone who is just a hobbyist, which is, in a way, it's true. But the hobbyist thing really is a state that you have to be drawn out from. Musicians talk. You have the categories of musicians. And there are three. I'm going to be very honest. 3 categories. You have the well schooled, the matured, well, you say practiced, active musicians, right? You have the not so ambitious, as in, or should I say, moderately. They have rather they have very pragmatic. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Pragmatic goals, and they're active. And then you have the hobbyist. The hobbyist who, yeah, they will be maybe composing music and such, but they really have committed. They, in their minds, have committed themselves to goals that are high or large, so they themselves cannot achieve them. They really are creating this path of decline. That, somewhere along the line, that became me in terms of the musical thing. Um, not intending that uh, or rather, I'm between the categories. I have a, I would say there's a fourth category. Yeah, let's be kind to ourselves, shall we? There's another category called the Sigmas. The Sigmas, they they rather look down on the musicians. Musicians you see there, by and large, play other people's music. That is the effort. Much of the effort is put towards learning other people's songs, and that is not the effort that is not the energy I give, that I have put into it. I have, and you don't know this, friends, I have recorded an LP. But did I mention that to the person? I may have mentioned during the conversation. It did come up that I had created my own songs. But I did the opposite of blowing one's own trumpet. Is I said, well, songs were crap. But yes, I put a lot of work. I put work into them. Damn it, put hours and hours, years into refining them with people. I spent hours. Spent cough button. I practiced with a band full of morons who I did not want to see again towards the end. And that is a very important, that is the case I'm going to give. Because being in this band when I was 27, 28, and the performance that I made, it was all it wasn't quite right. It wasn't what I hoped to be able to do. It was not the style. It was not as much as I wished to be able to create. It was not enough. It was rather restrained. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the live performance that I gave most of the time. And yeah, this is going somewhere. This is going in some direction. So let's take something from this conversation I had with this person. Boards that, unfortunately, I think so. I've bored or turned them away, turned them off when I shouldn't have. Had I told more of how it is, it would have been, yeah, it would have been better. But I got something out of it. The things that I said what made me realize that yes, the way of doing things that some of these covers only musicians are what they're doing or rather the people who are taking advantage of these jam evenings is the way to go. That I have to come up with something to play at these events that I think is worthy of them, worthy of what I could do. I want to perform something that puts me in the right light. And I don't mean for this person I spoke with, but I think I should. Because I do, I think, and others I've spoken with, others I've had the same conversation with. Oh, I can't do this well enough. I don't enjoy this. I have told them that I dislike performing there. It's a chore, damn it. Musical performances are a chore. It's supposed to be an expression of something. Oh, you're supposed to express yourself creatively. Like FI users, right? Let's put my glasses on. Just you see I'm not looking at pornography. It was a wake-up call. Yes! Sound the buzzer of the affirmative. it was a wake-up call. So thank you, INFP, not really acquaintance, probably will never speak to each other again. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe someday you'll view this. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. I feel very I feel very envious of you. Because even with your uh yeah, your I say slightly, I was like ever so slightly lower musical abilities, maybe that isn't true. Or but some far greater application of whatever you have. I realized that yes, that is the way to go. So I have been actively doing it. I've been actively learning songs that I think should be played. And now I'm playing the songs. You play the songs, people, that I don't know and I do not really want to play. I may wish to listen to sometimes. I am learning the songs that you probably will not play and you may not like, but some of you will like. And the good thing is, let's not say too much. Strategically speaking, my viewers and friends who are viewers will like them, and the very nice should be friend, young enough to be one of my offspring INFP acquaintance will like them. Maybe the friend will be interested in them. Accrue fans. Second impressions are important. No, I'm not seeking a romantic liaison. I just wish to make a better impression, the right impression. Then again, when it comes to them, you cannot. So it's sad. But the jam coterie carrying on this boring vlog. No, it's not boring at all. This is what radio broadcasting should be. It should be off the cuff. It should be uncertain. There should be a lot of periods of introspection and dourness and not knowing what you're going to say. I understand it's a do or die situation. So I'm rearranging my domicile because I would like it to look as it should. Oh my god. Yeah, I'd like it to look as it should. For the months leading up to when I leave, I realise, being at these musicians' meetings, that the opportunities to start bands and actually to do something in music are great. That's knowing there are other such events there that are not here. We don't have them here. Maybe in parts of the country that take far longer for me to reach than to take a plane to London. To take a plane, yeah, or to somewhere, not London, but in that region, right? That something very important is lost, and I was reminded of that more in greater detail yesterday, greater poignancy. And I was practicing things, and I remember how it is to actually perform in the way I want. And that was a damned the ambition changed. Should we say the scope of it changed? Oh no, people talking about their ambitions in music. The scope of it changed. I understood. I accepted when I was about 20 something. My ambition was to be, is the word famous good? Right. Yeah, famous, known. What my plan is to have a following the fame as far as following, and to produce something good, interesting. That's all you can do. That's the best way to sort of how do I say to. I'm tired. I'm trying to come up with the right term here. You have to make a compromise. Fame isn't necessarily that nice. But an interesting idea I have. Then there's like all these things that if I been in the right state of mind, talking to the should be friend, other friends. Actually, I've said the similar things to a good friend of mine. Had I been in the right state of mind, I would said came up with these strange ideas for bands, for a band. one idea I had. Oh my god, this is extroverted intuition in at play, which I can use it. You know, it's at play. It's at the bottom. That's my fundament. It's my fundament, right? In socionics, it's apparently this super id type. My super id type is an ENTP. So I don't, as there are impure types, I'm ENTP as well as the IMI, which explains why I have these spiritual connections with, yes, certain ones. So what I should have said to the nice-ish people and the friend is, well, this is something I did say to a good friend of mine. I actually have friends. That's good, unusual. It's surprising. A good friend who writes his own songs and performs them in his own way. And yeah, so I told him I thought we should start this. What about starting this other band? And in the band, one of the things we have to do, is important for the band, is we have to create stage names. And the band would be called Quatre or Cinq Francs. Which means the 4 or 5 francs. We have to change our names by a depot, or we have to create stage names, and it will all be called Frank. Another idea I had, which is rather this is purely NE, very NE. At times, the idea of this observation, all these people staring at you. What is there to stare at? You're just plucking this musical instrument, and you're sort of you're suffocated by this. You have these things called these monitors, which are amps that project the sound that you're playing towards you, or invariably they don't. They project your voice if you're singing or speaking into a mic, and you're sort of where you are in these performing in these pubs. More often than not, there are these barriers, and you're sort of parked behind a barrier, and someone will be taking a picture, and you're not in the right. I like to have the right light, the right lights pointing in the right direction. If I'm going to have a picture taken, because what is the point of having a picture taken if it's the worst picture taken? The live pictures I had taken of me playing the bass, I looked. I like them in a way. Middle-aged and fat. Well, I don't think I was that middle-aged looking. I wasn't as fat as I looked in the picture. And sort of rigid. And rigidity, of course, is created by like you're performing something that, it's okay, it's enjoyable enough. You sort of I half know it. It's not it wasn't my bass guitar, someone else's bass guitar. that's completely different to mine. It's a kind of bass that you can even breathe on it and it makes a sound. Whereas it's different. It's a different species. And all these kind of factors, and you're strapped in and strapped down in the wrong way, not strapped down in the right way. And it's just not like when I performed my solo show, my original show with my original band. The only live show we performed was couldn't stand those bastards. Apart from one I like, the rest are bastards. Fucking idiot. Yeah, okay, I'm going to be clear. I'm going to present them in the right way. All two of the three of them were morons. One was sort of a moron in a way, but smart in other ways. Now dead. I'm not going to speak ill of the dead. A very good person, a potential bandmate, bassist, but a potential bandmate. And that was an expression of the rigidity of being physically restricted. If any, I know some or many of you may have my Facebook account. I was dressed. I thought, yeah, this is the way to go. I had a leather waistcoat on, chains of some description. I think I still have the chain. Maybe it's a different chain, similar chain. And like a leather waistcoat, like a leather gay waistcoat, which actually I think I'd say I can't, but I don't know. I can't believe it actually suited me. I will buy one. I will buy one. I'm like, I want it. As time goes on, I realise it looked good. I looked very good in it. And I looked miserable on stage. I was looking down. I was actually, this is good. There was some passion in the performance. And it was the passion. It was the musical performance. It's not bad. It was not bad in the way that I think that it was. I was disgusted at the audience. And the performance was one of vitriol and irritation, because they were these sort of, conventional people that went there because they were compelled to be there. They were friends of people, the parents or whoever was in the group. They were there because they had to be there. And then later on, this motherfucker should never have been a friend person turned up there. I felt very nervous by this person's appearance. Yeah, that is the first red flag. If a friend makes you nervous by their appearance, you either create a massive distance from them, whether or not that requires you severely injure them, or you just find a way to remove them, or just find a way to tell them, keep the fuck away. At the end of that performance, this is quite something to talk about. Something was said about my singing. No, he didn't say specifically crap. I was singing hard rock in the hard rock type band. Stroke progressive, not really. I was told, your voice isn't right for rock. Oh, some of them were. Your voice is right for certain things. Since that time, I haven't really enjoyed singing that type when I can sing that type of music. It puts an idea in your head that this is weak. You have weak voice or blah, etc., etc., etc. Now, during my little readdressing of, I have musical ambitions. What should be bloody important, considering the fact I spent 23 odd years. No, 20. It's been 23 years. 24 years on this, right? That when you reach a stage, and I've been looking, I admit, okay, this is the dour period, this is the dour view, this is the dour night, okay? So I have the opportunity to be dour. I've questioned, because the hobbyist label has begun to has begun to fit me very well, whether or not it's a case of the sunk cost fallacy. Sunk cost fallacy, and I will explain that in terms that aren't really economics, because that's the context I'm going to use, right? It is this person, how I say, someone who is a mediocre to bad football player who will be practicing how many times a week? Several times a week. And they will be telling themselves, I will make it, I will get noticed one day, it will turn into something one day. When, it isn't going to happen. You are fooling yourself. And I looked for the dark wisdom. I looked for dark wisdom on YouTube. This is my search criterion. For those of you who are studying the English language, criterion is a singular form of criteria, criteria being plural. Actually, not a lot of people know that, it seems. Not a lot of people who, or rather the people you hear speaking on YouTube don't seem to know that. So I am, and I looked for people, and then you'll find these music business, and the question is for people who are in a completely different position to me. No, there's no music. There is no crystallized musical act. Maybe a crystallizing musical act. There's nothing you say, okay, this is the product, this is the band. We are performing, we are practicing. Oh, we're not getting anywhere. I was hoping for someone to say when you should just realize you're a hobbyist and give up. Sell all of your musical instruments. It's not as if you can't do something else, right? And what I found was quite the opposite. And it's something that came to mind before I found this video. And there's a video and quite a few questions. There were quite a few questions. And what was I'm not going to say it necessarily. I'm saying that this is true in a way. Though maybe, just maybe, people are, if it's not going right, you're playing the wrong instrument. Non-energy saving metaphorical virtual light bulb appearing above the head. What if you're playing wrong instruments? What if you're just doing it the wrong way? So I started learning Irish folk songs. And what did I discover? Okay, let's go into more of what this person said. I wish I could find the guy's name, because it was good. It was refreshing. It's like a ray of hope that have been wrong in some ways, but I've been the right kind of wrong. What if? And so right. What if it says, oh, if you're not a great guitarist, or if you're not a great, okay, sandman trumpet, I'm a great bassist. Okay. What if that isn't what you're supposed to be doing? Okay, so what if you aren't a great xylophone player? What if you should be a drummer? What if your talent is as the singer? What if your talent is blah 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 blah, etc., 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 point, parenthesis. What if I said something else? What if yes, what if there's something you took part in? What if your rehearsals, performances at band camp, when you were playing in a band, a brass band or something, what if that was your niche? Oh. So what I enjoyed doing when I was practicing these songs, I realised that no, I was practicing Irish folk songs. And I could be completely wrong. Apparently, that I got a good feeling for them, for playing these, rather sparse, musically quite sparse at times songs. I found them very easy to learn, quite easy to learn, and I very, very, very much enjoyed singing them. And I still very much enjoy singing the gothic rock songs. What if the voice that I have been pushing in the shelf, putting in the putting in the closet, the wardrobe, but yes, I've been hiding in the closet, not sexually, I'm hiding the voice in the closet. What if that's the instrument? What if, as this YouTuber called it, what if the voice is your vehicle? I dare not contemplate it. But that is what I enjoy doing them. I enjoy the singing part more than most of the other instruments. Problem solved? That is the solution. That is why that may be why I was maybe why I was not enjoying another reason why I wasn't enjoying performing the songs. And would you believe it that I think, if I can remember, through the haze of alcoholic haze, I don't get paralytically drunk. I get comfortable, or maybe a little too drunk. I'd like to be singing the songs. So what do you need? What do you need? And what has just happens to have been missing at these jam evenings that inhibits the singer who may not remember the words before? And let's go, okay, right, not as much of an inhibition. Let's go back to the quite recent history. Yes, let's go back to the quite recent history before smartphones, before tablets were, there may have been some kind of tablets, blah, blah, blah. Before internet plus mobile phones was common. You had pieces of paper. We had printouts. I made lots of printouts. But what was missing? What just happened to be conveniently missing? And these jam evenings, quite a few of the people running them were musical snobs, regardless of the fact they let someone who couldn't play very well, 22 odd years. Sorry. Pause. 22 odd years ago, I could not play very well. I played badly most of the time because I was a new. I hadn't been I had not been learning my instrument very well, and I may not have been learning it in the proper way. I learned the songs in the proper way, but not the songs that they played. And there's always disagreement. Who knows what? Who can sing what? Who remembers the words to what? There was no notation stand. Now, okay, ask. Okay, this is. It should have been okay. The obvious. Why didn't you buy one? Well, I didn't have the disposable income always, and I bought other things. I bought things that I should have. I should have spent my money on the notation stand, which they just conveniently didn't have. And I'm going to guess it's so that people who knew the words off by heart could sing them, and those who didn't couldn't. Yesterday, I bought a notation stand, and I didn't know that they folded up as neatly as they do. Bought a notation stand, and and you can be damn sure when I attend these jam evenings, if they haven't got a notation stand, I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to say for words to any songs that I may not remember the words to, and it may give an impression of, oh, the person hasn't learned the words, and I say, go fuck yourself. Marlon Brando didn't learn his lines when he was playing. He was playing The Godfather. He was playing Vito Corleone. So I will have my reference notes, and I've seen bands that have them. I have my reference notes. I have my chords diagrams. I'll have my esoterical words of encouragement. I'll have my prayers of encouragement. I'll have my notes to musicians of interest who may not get the message the first time I meet them. I may give notes that will distract musicians who need to be distracted and need to be knocked down a peg or 7. I have this notation stand, and I didn't realise I've only seen them unfolded, erected. I didn't realise that how beautifully they fold up. Once I had quite an it could have been funny. I thought I knew how to fold the damn thing up, and I was quite frustrated about the fact that I thought at one point I'd broken it. It bent and then bent back into shape. I wasn't folding it the right way. It didn't come with instructions. Fold it the right way, and it's in a sort of a backpack fitting size, and I'll take it with me. And I'll be the only person who possibly the only person who considers bringing it. And I have all the words to any conceivable song that they may play. I have the words to every Irish folk song that I can find in there, including the dashes between the hyphens between in middle of words when you break up words. I have the accent. I'll have the it's a kind of a sort of actor's tabulature where you break up words and you have a dash saying, well, this rises. No, there'll be a dash between the words. It'll be a phonetic version of the lyrics. In my when I was mining for the correct lyrics, I found several versions of the songs, and so I have several versions of certain songs, and the songs that I have, I hope will they tug at the heartstrings. They are these Irish songs I had to struggle to find the I will have to struggle to find the Irish songs that are not right for my voice. Right? Because folk songs are right for any voice. What else did I discover? Please, no, please, I forgive you if you I no, I suggest you make coffee for this. Here's something else. I have to admit, during my time in England, my two and a half, 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, that seemed like a long time because it's bloody brilliant and it was bloody awful at the same time. Bloody depressing and bloody brilliant. Inspirational. Yeah. England, my dear England, my spiritual home. How I miss you. How I do not miss being in England. How I miss being in England at the same time. I miss the chaos. I miss the hostility. I miss the nasty people. I miss the good people. I miss the energy. I am pleased to be free of the toxic energy here of schizo talk. But if you visit England, you know what I'm talking about. It's called the Spectral Isle. Not spitting, taking out tobacco for very good reasons. It's an energy powerhouse. It's it's an energy powerhouse. And where am I going with this? Yes, so I admit, I can admit to you, I did not perform any of these damned events, and I made bloody excuses not to. There could have been something I could have performed, and I do not know. The excuse is good, but there could have been a workaround. And I saw people who do have this repertoire, and I look up to them, and I realize that is a good way to go. But anyway, and I was like, I'm repeating myself. I said, well, why don't you perform your own songs? Well, can't even remember to play my own damn songs. I'm sounding like a senile, drunk person. I'm annoyed. I'm really annoyed. It was horrible. It was just so awful. I really should have. And it's so, and I would say this is honestly, it is damned. It's a damned kind of cowardice on my part. It's self-protection in a way, but it's just so boring. It's so damn boring, and I'll never be in that. I'll never be in that position again. I will never be in that position again. Well, see, I'm going off camera, right? Now for intermission. I will never be in that position again. Thanks to the not really acquaintance, but should be potential band member. The intermediate who actually does the intermediate who plays several instruments and knows some of the songs, and actually puts their own, well, not their balls on the line, because the person doesn't have balls, I think. I didn't check. My unwitting inspiration, and I wasn't approached as a Facebook friend. I should say dark, negative inspiration, the inspiration of envy, and this is something. How long has this gone on for? I will not be in that position again. I'll push the damned envelope. The sad thing, and the option is still there to give it all up. I mean giving up playing instruments and things. That'll be it. Hobbyism, musical hobbyism. My guitar, first of many guitar teachers. Yeah, I had many teachers. I have had Damned world-class teachers. My keyboard teacher only needed to give me 3 lessons, and I was in a group, and I still can play the keyboards. My keyboard teacher was a New York doll. Well, it's okay, an unofficial doll. Hang on, uh, no, this is what I didn't mean to do. Oh my goodness. My, oh, my, uh, ooh, my, one of my, because I'm gonna tune up whilst talking to you. Just like, it's interesting, right? No, it's not. My, my keyboards teacher was a New York doll. My guitar teacher, allegedly, he was a claims to have played with Whitesnake. Oh, it's out of tune. Yeah, so I'm going to be I'm not going to be doing. I'm not. There won't be any musical performances tonight. Honestly, this is a disappointment to you, but I think this hangout, as I was hoping for some. That was out of tune. Like, damn it. Yeah, I decided to use a digital tuner for this. Yeah, he was standing uh, at with Whitesnake apparently. Yeah, and it really shows, doesn't it? What he taught me. Yeah, this has been a hangout that I did for the benefit of those who I hoped would be viewing and commenting and things. And I'm going to stop it.